Let's go. My Colorado swing. My Colorado swing. My Colorado swing. I think they like my Colorado swing. Cause when I'm in that play, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that go, you know I'm acting bad. Holly get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. Man, I swear I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag is pushing 180. Speed and pad competition, see you later, baby. Colorado Army with soldiers like the Navy. And boat is where we station, patiently awaiting. When I hit the field, it's so hard to behave. I'm Colorado swagging as the crowd do the wave. Look into my eyes, I can tell that you afraid. Cause you know we finna hit ya. Hey, you on your own now, why you watching the official? You just better hope you make it to the next whistle. And we ain't playing with you, you can get it anytime. It started at the scrimmage, we gon' win it at the line. My Colorado swag in the middle of the ring. Throwing blows, knocking down team after team. I think they like my Colorado swag. Cause when I'm in that play, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that goal, you know I'm acting bad. Holly get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. My Colorado swag. Man, I swear I think they like my Colorado swag. Have you ever seen around? Nothing but Colorado. Buffalo is what I am. All the teams come and follow. When I start hit the field, the opposing crowd swallow. Cause they know I'm about to kill. He gon' feel that tomorrow. Whole team full of warriors. Got me feeling.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Postgame Live. I'm Henry Chisholm with Ryan Koenigsberg and Ben Gerding as always. What a game! Woo! As soon as Allie gets back to her computer, we get to take our victory shots. Allie, are you ready? We can.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
Let's
okay.
go!
Victory shots. Yeah.
Oh!
Let's go.
You know what that tasted like?
Victory.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. Not just a victory, a 96-point outing, shooting 65% from three. Dear God. Thrive and advance.
Oh, it's just so
Thrive.
incredible.
And advance, baby.
I just learned that we have the Buffs fight song on the jukebox here
And why did you learn it?
because it's playing.
Because the vibes at the bar are immaculate.
It has been a great day at the bar.
And someone just
yes.
paid to play the CU Buff song through the system.
And
which is
somebody's about to
incredible.
pay to play it again and again and again for the rest of the
This
day.
is
Let's
almost
go.
as
That
good
is
as
the
hearing,
plan.
man, I feel like a woman, as Colorado beats
God.
Arizona in the
Okay.
regular season.
And with that, I guess it's time to talk about the actual game. What'd you guys think? I mean, there isn't much to take away other than that Colorado was absolutely dominant. What else do you say?
Listen, not only did Georgetown not belong on the same court as the Buffaloes, they did not belong in the same state as the Buffaloes.
True.
Get the fuck out of Indianapolis.
didn't tell
Sorry,
me.
put up the parental advisory.
Yes, good
Get
idea.
out of Indianapolis, drag Patrick Ewing's sorry ass back to New York or wherever else they think he's good. Get your East Coast bias out of here because everyone, I mean every analyst, Georgetown this, Georgetown that, storied program, Patrick Ewing, hold that fucking L. They had no business being on the court with the Buffaloes today. They were fraudulent. They were lucky that they made it through the Big East tournament. The Big East is garbage anyway. And the Buffaloes came here. McKinley Wright showed them who he is and sent them packing real quick. They didn't have a chance ever.
Michael Malone has a quick message for Georgetown and all of its fans.
Please.
Take that L on the way out.
All right.
There
so
we go.
that is what I have to say.
Ooh, since we just had that message, can I give a message too?
Sure.
I'd like to give a message to former U.S. President Barack Obama.
Hold that L.
Hold that out. Basically is the point. You know, a lot of people look up to that man, and he just totally led them astray. And I think that there was some bias at play here. Coming from the East Coast, he probably is like, oh, buddy, going to those Georgetown games while he's like doing whatever people do in D.C. I don't know.
Whatever
I
he's
think,
supposed to do as the president.
I mean, nobody knows. I mean, it's
Honestly,
only like 3 people
Henry's
alive
idea of
have
what the
had job.
president does is probably what? Go to Georgetown games?
What else would you do?
Well,
That's the perk,
Georgetown
right?
was named after George Washington, right?
Well, you did figure this out.
Yes, yeah.
Hoya sacks
Absolutely.
my ass.
Oh, my,
Hoya, yes, what rocks my ass too.
oh my God, this show.
You know, but honestly, they don't. You're right. They don't belong in this. They don't belong in this state. I mean, for God's sake, they don't belong in the same tournament as Colorado. This is a team that was 9-12 in the regular season. No, I'm sorry, 9-13. No, 9-12. 9-12 in the regular season. And yes, I totally understand the prospect of getting your auto bid in the conference. That's valid. But the fact that this team was 9-12 and they won the Big East tournament after playing Villanova without their starting point guard, after playing Creighton in what quite literally might have been it definitely was Creighton's worst game of the season. Might have been the worst outing I've seen from a college basketball team all season long. Mm-hmm. People jumped on the Georgetown train. This was the most picked upset in the first round. 43% of brackets had this 12-5 Georgetown over Colorado.
Hold it.
No love. Hold it.
Hold that L. Bust your brackets. This was a real nice lesson about East Coast bias. I hope everyone is taking notes at home because all these analysts, the Andy Katz of the world, I don't know why people are listening to Charles Barkley or Candace Parker or Kenny Smith or any of those people about college basketball in the first place. Barack Obama, Adam Lefkoe. I don't even know who these people are, except for Barack. I know him.
We do very well.
Yes. I'm aware of who he is.
Yes.
I don't know why people are listening to the NBA on TNT cruise picks, but also during the selection show, they cut back, and I don't even remember who those clowns were either. But instantly after they're like Colorado, Georgetown, 2 people are like, I got Georgetown, just unsolicited. So, look, Pac-12 games are on very late for these old, farts all the time. They're probably not catching the Buffs playing at midnight Eastern on the East Coast. They had no damn clue what their precious Georgetown Hoyas were about to walk into. They walked into a hornet's nest, and they tucked their tails between their legs, and now they can go home.
And Colorado with the blowout win. Oregon State yesterday with the blowout win.
Put some respect on the Pac-12.
UCLA taking down Michigan State. USC about to beat the hell out of Drake. I mean, I guess that doesn't count because it hasn't happened yet, but it isn't just like this Georgetown East Coast bias thing. That combined with this anti-Pac-12 bias is what it takes for people to say this is a pick'em game, and then for what just happened to have happened.
This final score, Colorado won by 23 points. That's not even enough justice for how much Colorado, choose literally any adjective you want, beat down, destroyed, manhandled, fucking embarrassed Georgetown.
We got Ben to curse. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, no, you got me to curse and not a sad podcast, too. In a happy way.
Happy curses.
And
let's
not
go.
like this morning when you called Kentucky Kenfucky.
Oh,
Yes,
my
that-
God.
that-
Wait, I don't think I heard that.
That was it was an involuntary reflex.
All right, now I've let everyone. Now the whole thing's off the rails.
I will say the real quick shout out to everyone who came to the bar. Sally's in the comments. He's here hanging out, drinking. He says respectably, hold that L to the entire East Coast. Shout out to everyone who's here. Silver Buff, Michael, Flyby Cygnus. We have everyone
Eric
here.
Finger.
We got everyone here. It's a great time down here.
Also, I would like to
Kids.
echo his sentiment about the East Coast holding the entire East Coast holding the L, but not respectfully.
Yeah, I think that's important, is that we do not respect them.
Yeah.
I mean, but the fact of the matter is what are the actual chances that these people watched maybe more than one Colorado game? So low. And it's not just those guys. It's the guys at CBS not even picking Georgetown. Matt Norlander, Gary Parrish at CBS.
Oop.
They not only picked Georgetown, they said, Colorado are frauds. They tricked the metrics. They tricked the computers. USC beat them 3 times. Hold on a second.
They said that?
Yes. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
You are paid a salary. It is your job to know college basketball. And you don't even know that Colorado swept USC 3 times. USC, a big program with Evan Mobley going in the lottery, sure top 3 pick. Get the hell out of here.
Okay. I request a vibe switch. Georgetown, put them in the fucking
Good
bin.
song.
Let's talk about the Buffs.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Jabari Walker.
Oh,
Let's do it.
That's where
my
we're gonna start.
God.
I just.
This man.
I mean, now that dual sport athletes are a thing, Mark Perry's running track at CU. Get that man playing linebacker. He needs to learn from Nate. What he did to that man under the basket, we need more of that on the football team.
Yeah, that was like a very classic Buff shit moment, and it didn't turn out to be Buff shit.
Yeah.
But like everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna get ejected." It's like he's not getting ejected. It was like
No.
it was a very hard foul, a dangerous play. Shouldn't have done it.
No.
But it wasn't like he was he wasn't acting out of malice to try and hurt the guy.
Yeah, I mean, Georgetown should be used to that. That's how they played in the 80s.
Yeah, I thought those boys were tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's how
yeah. Wait, no. I thought they were in the bucket or whatever.
It's gone.
Right,
It's gone.
yeah.
They're gone.
No, Jabari Walker, I mean, emphasis on what a man, you know? He is a man out there right now. And you know what? He still has some room, to improve, put on some muscle, but he's really come alive right now. And a lot of these young guys have too. Keyshawn's getting some more confidence. This young core, I promised I'd get it in. Luke O'Brien, 4 points. First segment topic, Luke O'Brien. No, this young team, man, this core, it sucks because McKinley Wright's obviously the heartbeat. But knowing you have guys like Jabari in your back pocket for when McKinley Wright leaves, it leaves you feeling good. Leaves you feeling great.
And we're not talking about McKinley Wright leaving today because
No.
we're there. But
Good vibes.
when it does happen, though, grad transfers are going to want to play in this offense for Tad. And I'm just going to throw that out there now and leave it at that.
Good vibes all the way. But I've got Peter Plummer here in the comments saying, list of East Coasters we respect, Brendan vote endless. That is very disrespectful.
He didn't know. You're on the
Extremely
list
disrespectful
too.
for me as I grew up in Philadelphia. But whatever, Peter. I
But
forgive
how
you.
would they know you
Only
don't
good
act
vibes.
like you're from Philadelphia?
Don't
That's the
admit
key.
that.
You're right. I don't talk about the Eagles.
Okay,
24/7.
Eagles aside.
Yeah.
It looks like the Buffs have their opponent here as Greensboro is down 7 with a minute left. I have them plus 6.5, so I'm going to need them to get a couple buckets here.
I have the money line, so I'm going to need more than that.
Yeah, you're not getting that.
This is in cash.
No! Oh, good board, big man. All right,
Block.
not the foul. Anyways, forget them too. Jabari Walker comes in and has the game of his life after honestly being a little bit of a no-show in the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah.
When we were talking about, you can just go.
You can ruin the lighting.
Okay.
Brian, you look so gross without that
Oh
light.
God.
Ick. Oh.
Vibes ruined.
What I was gonna say is like, it would have been easy when you're talking about X factors for this game to just worry about him because he, in the previous biggest game of his life, didn't have a great game. He comes out, he sees that first shot hit the bottom of the net, and it just ignited him. And it was so awesome to see because you saw him light up. He has that smile that you can see from a mile away. He makes that first shot. He feels it a little bit. He makes the second one. Now he's hot. He makes the third one. Now the Buffs are pulling away. And like what? He made 2 more. He finished with 24 or more.
24 points, 3 rebounds, 9 of 10 from the floor, 5 for 5 from 3. Dear God.
Yeah.
And a big-time tackle.
Yeah, nice
Well,
time.
let's not forget
Would that
about
qualifies a tackle for loss?
By the way, maybe a game-changing moment right there. Georgetown gets a flagrant foul, converts 0 of 5 possible points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
But they're hot right now.
They're so hot.
They're hot. They beat Creighton. Creighton. What's about to happen at Creighton? By
I
the
don't
way?
know. Tell you what, though, this makes me concerned for having Creighton winning in the first round. Because if Georgetown killed Creighton and we just got it, gonna be tough. But
I think they're getting blasted.
Sandblasted.
So, Jabari, you guys have basically said everything, though. I mean, the 3-point shot, for him to go 5 of 5 from 3 is just not something that I thought he was capable of. If I'm being totally honest, I didn't think that there was, like, a world in which that happened. He's a guy where, like, if he gets hot, then he goes 4 of 6. You know? I didn't think that this kind of night, 24 points on 10 shots, was a thing that could even happen. Like, to see that totally changes what I think of this team right now and going forward. He bumped up the ceiling a little bit more today. The potential is even higher than it was coming into today, and that's not the biggest win, obviously, of the day, but it is a big win.
Luis
Yeah, we've gone from like strong freshman to could he leave for the NBA?
That was a real question.
That's the buzz at the bar right now.
Harrison literally came over to us
Yeah.
and was like, oh, he was a little bit taller. Luis in the comments said 2 X Factor guys had big games, Jabari Walker and Deshaun Schwartz.
That's
and
a
you
good
needed that.
That's a good segue to Deshaun Schwartz. Jabari Walker and Deshaun Schwartz now hold a record together. They both hold the record for most threes made by Colorado Buffalo in an NCAA tournament game. They both surpassed Askia Booker, who hit 4 against Illinois, and that was he led a furious comeback. The Buffs ended up losing that game, but that was like they were completely out of it. They were basically Georgetown, and then Askia Booker got hot, brought him almost all the way back, aside from the point. They both hit 5. Imagine getting 10 threes from 2 different guys in the same game, and both of them are X Factor players. When you're 2 X Factors, 2 of 3 maybe, I don't know if, I guess, I don't know.
Horn's falling into that category.
It's great. We'll
get
talk
there.
about that
We'll
in a
get there.
sec. You get 10 threes from 2 X Factors, that is how you blow the hell out of a team.
That's exactly how you blow the hell out of the team. Deshaun just gave such good minutes. I mean, he does what he always does, which is play good defense. Be like a good functional piece of the offense. Like what he does well is just be a cog out there. Where McKinley Wright's out there like creating and trying to make things happen, Deshaun Schwartz can go out there, fill his role, provide spacing, cut, all that sort of stuff. And then if he can get hot from 3, all of a sudden he is an incredibly valuable player, and that's what he was tonight. Let's get into Dryhorn.
No.
Not
Nope,
yet.
still not yet?
Let's do McKinley right now.
Okay, we can go to Kin first.
Man's
The
a beast.
assists.
Double-double, 13 assists.
My question is this. Does McKinley have an extra gear that we saw tonight, or is the Big East just slow as hell?
I think he has an extra gear beyond what we've seen today, to be honest with you.
We had it for a sec.
I think the gears just keep coming.
Yeah, this dude, and I'm so glad that he got to sit this final 5 minutes because, look, 3 in a row at the Pac-12 tournament. You play today, going to have to play again on Monday. Getting that break is going to be nice for him to just not only actually, frame it not only just a physical break, but also kind of an emotional break, because after that heartbreaking loss to Oregon State, that had to take a toll. So to now come out there and just kick the crap out of a team in the tournament and also be able to sit on the bench a little bit more, that's just got to feel good for Kin that he's not going to be, I would imagine, not as kind of high-strung now going into Monday.
Yeah, when he got out on the break in the second half, he was legitimately flying.
Yeah.
And they had no chance of staying with him. Honestly, Georgetown High School, just a little bit up I-70, had a better chance of staying with McKinley Wright than Georgetown did. He was unreal. For him to take it the first half, they've got that big 7-footer rim protector in there. They're long. We knew that was going to be a challenge for the Buffs. So instead of McKinley trying to force his shot in the first half, he tried to make them come to him because he knew they knew who he was, even though, the narrative was that they didn't. They certainly do now, but they knew from the start. So their attention was on him. He used that to get, 7 first-half assists?
8.
8 first-half assists, and he was just absolutely in control of every single thing that happened. The amount of open layups he got that team today is unbelievable. And to me, the lasting moment, all these big wins for the Buffs, they always have a moment, right? The moment for me is going to be McKinley Wright finding first of all, he's flexing on his and one, and he's, pointing up, he's looking up at the crowd,
I can grab the picture.
pointing up at the crowd, and I don't think it was by design, but he just makes eye contact with his dad and points
so
up there, and his dad gets so hyped that he sees him and is like, oh man, that'll choke me up later when I'm going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
That was a special moment. Yeah, there he is.
So good.
That's in just the way that he lit up, because I really don't think he was looking for him, just looking up towards the Buff section. And the way that he just instantly lit up and smiled when he saw his dad was really special.
It was really special.
I mean, he's the heartbeat of this team, and everything that he does brings a smile to my face. And kind of pivoting, too, one other thing I want to talk about kind of before we talk about Jariah Horn even is I want to talk about this lineup, and I want to talk about the minute distribution, because let's take out anybody who got those kind of charity minutes at the end there, right? this really actually ended up being a decently tight 8-man rotation. You've got your normal starters out there. Jabari had 20, Jariah Horn had 19, Maddox had 12, Keyshawn had 11. So really condensing that minute distribution like we had thought about a little bit. What are you laughing about?
Luis in the comments said there's no high school located in Georgetown, Colorado. That's aside from the point, Luis.
They'd still be better.
Travis said McKinley looked like McKinnon. But they're on the
There's some
breakaway.
synergy there.
I don't know. Has McKinnon ever not turned the ball over for an entire game?
Speaking
He
of
doesn't ever turn the ball over.
the puck,
He can turn
I
the
guess
puck
they don't
over.
really track whatever.
I can bet you
13
assists, I bet you my
0
bottom
rebounds.
dollar.
We do have
Nathan
the Avs
McKinnon
game
has
starting.
never, ever won Pac-12 first team.
How much you want to put on that?
I'd put my bottom dollar.
Okay. Okay.
my bottom dollar.
My bottom dollar.
As opposed to my top dollar.
Which I think both means a lot, right?
I'm
No,
not
your
really
bottom dollar is your very last dollar.
So you have to bet everything to get down there.
Yes.
Top dollar, though,
Your top
is paying
dollar
a lot.
is just the one on the top of the stack.
Either
Well,
which,
yeah, but isn't paying top dollar meaning
Oh,
paying
that's
a lot?
true, that's
yeah.
true.
either which way, it's high stakes, and I'd put
That's true.
both my
As
top
long as you're
and
not doing
bottom
something
dollar
in the
on
middle.
it.
Well,
What would a
McKinnon's
million dollar
about
be?
to start right now, so there's no need to disparage him.
I'm not disparaging anybody.
All
I'm
right.
just simply
I'm just
saying,
saying you know
he's not
McKinley Wright.
Pac-12 all
Back to
conference.
the Buffs.
Back to the Buffs.
Anyone else on the just player of the game, rankings here? You got Deshaun, you got Jabari.
Eli.
You got
The Eli.
McKinley, and then Eli. Again, when we talked on the podcast on Thursday,
Yep.
I was like, if you could get one big three from Eli, if you could get one big three from potentially Maddox Daniels, those are like game-changing. You don't expect these buckets. You didn't get one. You got two. Did he have a miss from the field?
He had one miss from it was a three-pointer miss, but two
So
of three
two
from
of three.
3 of 4 from the floor, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and a block and a steal, and a pretty emphatic block, too.
Yes. And a dunk.
Yep.
Unbelievable. You could probably go through the entire starting lineup and say all of those guys played well.
Hey, even Dallas, in 13 minutes, 9 points, an assist, 3 of 4 from the field. Dallas, another guy who, in limited roles, because he's a big 7-footer, he doesn't necessarily have that kind of, at least it doesn't seem like he's got that kind of endurance to play 20 minutes a game. 13 minutes, he really made the most of it. And that's just going to kind of be a thing to watch, as Dallas Walton is a guy that's going to start the game, but it ends up coming down. Every game down the stretch has come down to Jabari Walker or Jariah Horn. Tonight, Walker picked that up, but both of them able to have good contributions.
And Evan Batty. I would be curious to see if Wahab had any points on Evan Batty when he was the primary defender.
Wahab had 20, so I'd guess. It didn't feel like it.
It really didn't feel
Yeah,
like it.
20
feel
and
like it.
12.
I was surprised when I looked at it.
Dear
It's the
God.
quietest 20 and 12 I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you also got to imagine. I mean, they were started to score a lot at the end there
That is true.
when Colorado was kind of. I mean, Georgetown's goose was thoroughly cooked at like the 15-minute mark in that second half.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that kind of came after it, I'd put a fat asterisk by.
What is it? A fat asterisk.
That's what I heard.
What does it mean to have your goose cooked?
Have you ever watched Captain America, the First Avenger?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a line in there.
I know it's a phrase, but like,
Well, it's essentially like if your goose is actually, this is a great time in the comment section. Let us know what you think having your goose cooked means. Curious for thoughts.
I think we know what it means. But where does it come
where
from?
does it come from?
Oh, I have no idea where it comes from. I don't probably Latin. I don't know.
Just like Hoya Saxa, right?
It's like Hoya Saxon.
That
Nobody
made Cotton Eye
knows.
Joe get stuck in my head.
What?
That made Cotton Eye Joe get stuck in my head. Where does he come from? Where does he go?
I don't
I don't know
remember.
what she's talking about.
Does does Cotton Eye Joe cook geese?
No. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Goodbye.
Cotton Eye Joe cooks up a mean smoked goose.
You've officially made me want to quit.
No.
All right.
Well, we'll take a quick break
Of
while
all the things that we've said on this
I know.
podcast, it's Henry asking if Cotton Eye Joe cooked a goose. That's the last straw for Allie.
I can't.
We know what
was
it
the
means,
last
comments. We
straw.
want to know what the origins are.
only Ben is unsure.
Unbelievable.
We are going to take a quick break while Allie contemplates some things.
No,
Um,
while I just leave you. Good luck.
Justin,
Hopefully
you're
while
in.
she contemplates some things.
Produce
Yeah,
the show.
Justin could produce. Green Mountain Dental Group. They do great work. They did a bunch of great work on Allie's teeth.
I would say that Georgetown might have to go there after getting their teeth kicked in today.
Ooh.
But if their teeth are all gone, they're all kicked in. You just, I guess,
Pick them up one at a time off the floor, and then maybe
Just
Green Mountain
shove
Dental can
them?
glue them back.
I would say
Glue.
Georgetown's teeth are thoroughly cooked.
Yeah. Cooked teeth.
They sure are. We've had several DNVR listeners switch over to Green Mountain Dental Group over the years and make them their permanent family dentist. Those listeners have personally reached out to us and let us know how great their experience was, and they've even thanked us for leading them to such a wonderful place. Like I said, Allie's been out there. She got her wisdom teeth done. Lindsay, who's also here, had her wisdom teeth done out there. And they both said that they did great work and that they will be going back. Seriously, if you need somewhere to go to get your teeth fixed for whatever reason, that is the place. 15 minutes away from downtown Denver and Lakewood. It's a family-owned business. They're huge Colorado sports fans. And if you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam, you'll get a free Sonicare toothbrush. It's a great deal.
You guys smell that? I think they're cooking a goose downstairs.
Is that what that smells like?
Actually, that's a smoked old-fashioned, which is fire. You should order it next time you come here. Like, literally,
That-
there's fire. They make
No.
fire to make it.
No.
Yeah.
Is there one that
Henry.
doesn't have whiskey in it?
No.
There's got to be something on
You
fire
can maybe
with
get like
tequila,
a
right?
tequila old-fashioned. I mean, at your own peril.
I thought
One
he meant
thing,
like,
yeah.
could I get like a virgin one? Like, could I get like a Shirley Temple smoked?
Smoked really temple.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. But I do think after this, I'm going to go down there and see if they'll light some tequila on fire for
What a
me.
picture.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh.
That poor man. That is brutal.
Watermark and all.
Watermark and all.
I'm making the graphic, so
Next up, a shout out to us, actually, at
Oh.
DNVR. For those of you who are watching this and don't understand what's happening, DNVR is a media company in Denver that covers all of Colorado sports. You can become a member.
I think they figured out the media company part, probably.
Yeah, probably based on the microphones
Yeah,
and the,
yeah.
the
And the
and the fact that we're
talking,
live.
the graphics.
The geese.
The cooked geese, for sure.
Cooked geese. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of cool things that you get if you become a member. First of all, if you come to the DNVR bar, which was incredible today, literally there was a line outside before it even opened
facts.
before the Buffs game. It piled up. Everybody was singing the fight song throughout. Their victory shots at the end. Saw a whole bunch of our favorite people from Twitter. And the best part, socially distanced and
Yes.
masked up. And so none of
Safe.
us are going to get sick. So that's cool.
You're so awkward.
You are
I don't know. I'm just
so awkward
trying.
when it comes to
I don't know. I mean, what else do we have to say? We have to say the Discord that you get into. You can talk about the Buffs with us, the Broncos. There's a whole bunch of different channels. There's a movies channel, skiing channel. There's somebody who will talk to you about whatever you want to talk about. It's a really cool community. And of course, if you become a member, you get written or access to the written content on the website as well. Oh, and I forgot to say, you get a member-size beer, a big beer, instead of a normal-size beer at the DNVR bar. So many other perks, including that you can get yourself a CBD holistic stick. And the way that that works is you stir it around in your drink and it puts CBD into it. And then that'll solve whatever problems that CBD solves, like
No.
back pain, IBS, arthritis.
It
Any
can't
other ideas?
solve East Coast bias.
What can, though?
Unfortunately,
What
yeah.
can?
People waking up.
Nobody's waking up.
I know.
We are mining some whatever we're mining,
We're
to
mining?
take advantage of the lines. Betting.
Mining
I don't know.
the runs?
Mining. We're mining the Buffs.
Market inefficiencies?
The hell are you
Yeah.
guys talking about?
Mining.
Okay. Anyways, if you purchase an annual subscription to DNVR, you'll get a free shirt, our membership that comes with all the perks that Henry was talking about, and on top of that, you will get a holistic stick in your order of your shirt, and then you also get 30% off with what's the promo code, Henry?
It should be right in front of you.
DNVR.
Oh,
DNVR
yeah,
30?
DNVR 30.
There you
DNVR
go.
I'll double check that.
Nice.
I had moved along to Manscaped. Oh, and then I just spoiled that.
Yeah, come on.
Manscaped. Oh no, and now I couldn't find the one I wanted. Allie. Oh,
I was actually
here's the code.
doing the
DNVR.
read for you?
DNVR 30.
Okay.
DNVR 30.
All right, good.
And now I get to say this thing that I've been so excited about. Where'd it go? Oh no. Oh, did you guys know that one man every
hate
hour,
you.
every day
Well,
is?
this part's not exciting to say.
Well, I haven't done this before. I don't know where it's going. You
Yeah.
just kind of ruined it for
No,
me.
Well,
do the March Madness one.
I didn't
Do
like
the
your
March Madness
tone.
one.
But now nobody's going to know what happens to one man every hour, every day.
Do the March, Henry, read the March Madness one.
Wow.
I'm
okay.
telling you.
Guys, we will do this on Monday after the Buffs game. If you're wondering what happens to a man every hour, every day,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned Monday.
Read the March
the
Madness
worst.
one.
Did you fill out your bracket yet?
Oh, God.
Our sponsors, Manscaped,
Someone
who is
save me.
the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Want to remind you to do so. The precision-engineered tools for your family, Jewels, will help you turn that Kentucky Wildcat in your pants into a South Carolina Gamecock. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide.
I wanted him to say that.
Yeah, 2 million men worldwide. Trust them. Trust us. We are some of those men.
It was a great idea by the person who wrote this, like March Madness, but literally neither Kentucky or South Carolina made the field.
Also,
It's kind of like that commercial with that famous CSU grad who's like talking about March Madness, and I'm like,
with the Gaelic name.
with the Gaelic name.
Yeah. Scottish origin. By
I'm
the way.
like, oh, you guys really rolled the dice here, going with a bubble tea.
Justin Michael flipping the bird.
oh, he's bitter over there. So many great products from Manscaped, though. We love the crop preserver. It's why all of our balls right now are not sweaty, guaranteed.
Oh my God.
It's true though, because I know we all use it, and I know how that works. It's just it's a lock. I don't even
feel
have
like
to
you
ask.
would need more information. Like you would need more information to be able to guarantee that.
No,
I feel
I
like
guarantee
you're
it.
Screaming.
Pretty warm up here.
It's these headphones are what do it.
I feel like you're screaming.
Okay.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Give
use
the code and let's move on.
DNVR to go to manscaped.com. Yeah, that was a long break. Manscaped.com, DNVR, 20% off and free shipping. It's a great deal, great partner of ours, and we appreciate when you support our partners.
we have important news in the comments. Can you let us see them really quick, Allie?
Yes, it's about.
Please
the
tell me
goose
it's about the
thing.
goose.
It's
Yes.
about cooking geese. But
Hold on.
I'm starting a
it's taking
movement.
so long.
You're starting a
Hold
movement.
on.
I'm starting a movement.
Maybe on Monday we roast a goose for the game.
All right.
Matt, what's his last name?
Cisneros.
There you
job.
go. It was better.
Your goose is cooked came from the death of Jan Hus, a Czech priest in the 1300s. His name looked like the Czech word husa for goose, and he was burnt, dark turn, for religious reasons. So his goose was cooked.
Damn.
Source.
Wow.
Google.
That's a twist.
And then we have someone in the comments saying, I can confirm.
Jan Hus was burned for printing the Bible in illegal languages
No,
and teaching
he
against the
wouldn't.
Catholic Church doctrine.
Wow.
Poor guy.
Can someone
Who would do that?
Can someone-
Printing the Bible
So-
in an illegal language?
So first of all, like, messed up that this happened. Then they turned his death into a
Yeah.
phrase that has survived over 700 years.
It's a great phrase.
I mean, I feel worse about saying it now so nonchalantly, knowing some guy
I know.
named Goose got cooked.
Honestly,
I know.
too soon, I would say.
Probably.
Too soon to make light of Jan's death.
Henry knows a lot about his colleagues' testicles. Yes, actually. Yes. Thank you, Sean.
Okay. I am very uncomfortable. Let's move on.
All right, more Buffs talk.
King
yeah.
of the game.
King of the game, Jabari Walker. Who saw that coming? Oh, sorry. I get really excited.
No.
Did you watch a game?
Don't stop screaming.
Thank you,
Please.
Ryan. Thank
Keep
you,
it up
Ryan.
here. Vibes are immaculate.
Post-game shots.
Yeah, Allie,
Winner
if you want him to
shots.
be quieter, you could turn down his mic.
Yeah. Turn down my mic,
I
Allie.
already have.
Turn up everybody else's mic.
No.
I mean,
Nothing
what else
is
is there
getting
to
turned
say?
down.
All right,
We are
talk
only
about
turning up
Jabari
from here to the end
Walker.
of the day.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
somebody
Jabari
talk
Walker.
about Jabari Walker. while I play the
Jabari
fight
Walker,
song
as
again.
we talked about, 9 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 5 from three-point range, 24 points in just 20 minutes. So this is another thing where, it's not like Jabari was out there because of foul trouble to Evan Batty and Dallas Walton and he had to play the whole game. No, this was another time where Jabari Walker making the most of his minutes on the floor. I mean, there's a lot you can say about this guy, but right now he is really giving Colorado a chance to actually make a decent run because he really quieted down in the conference tournament. And so for him to come out hot in this very first game, it's just another person for Florida State to have to worry about. And in case you didn't know, it is confirmed. Florida State against Colorado on Monday. Time, I believe, is still TBD. But, just another weapon in the arsenal, because now Jabari, he's been shooting well all season, but it's in a bit of a little bit of capacity. So for him to go 5 for 5, you're going to have to commit to him on the arc. That's going to open the door for some backdoor cuts. That's going to open the door for Jabari to just drive into the rim and finish.
Yep. Real quick, I forgot to say this when we took that really long break. Make sure that if you're watching this, watch it on YouTube. That is better for us, and we really appreciate it. Also, like and subscribe and all that stuff. We really appreciate that as well. And wherever you're watching, send in your questions, because that's how we're going to close the show out, is answering all the questions you guys have, running through some of your thoughts, that kind of stuff. Going to be a lot of fun.
Luis, real quick, is very true. Henry bringing the Bill Walton volume out.
Yeah. All I want is to bring Bill Walton energy. That is my
honestly,
role.
Colorado really looked like they had some pasta J's last night. They really
yeah. But
Pasta J is probably not even a top 5 Italian restaurant in Boulder.
don't even get me started on pasta J.
it's the only one I've been to, and I will say it was incredible.
Okay.
That was a good day.
Some
I don't-
cheers. Looks like the Avs scored.
Oh, Av scored.
I was like, why am I hearing a goal horn?
I know, and that's why I couldn't play the fight song, by the way.
McClure.
Kale, cool.
Let's go.
It's March.
Beauty.
Yeah, let's jump into this FSU game, though. So, I'm not going to lie. I don't know all that much about FSU, but what I do know is that the ACC has been pretty bad, and that FSU is very long, and that the size could cause some issues for Colorado. And so I'm just going to throw this to you, Ben. Are you worried about the length of FSU on Monday?
I mean, yeah, look, they're a talented program, and there's a reason they're a 4 seed. The ACC, yes, it was weaker than normal, but let's just kind of run through some of these stats. Florida State, they're shooting 48% from the floor. That ranks 38th in the country. They're shooting 39% from 3. That ranks 7th in the country. This is a team that can get out there. One thing to note, just about this game against UNCG. Oh, God, hate that. 0 of 9 from deep for Florida State. So
how did UNC not keep it within 7 points?
I don't know. Probably because they were only 26%. But Florida State still shot 52%, 35 rebounds. It's gonna be a fight, I mean, and again, we talked about it on kind of our pregame show for March Madness today. Rebounding is a stat that you love because it's just about who wants it more. Yeah. And you feel like Colorado, what they just did, showed they wanted a whole heck of a lot, you know. Yeah. So you feel good about how they can kind of match up athleticism-wise. But that being said, I really wouldn't expect it to be a 23-point blowout. This is a better team, a much better team than Georgetown. It's going to be a fight.
I wish I could have seen more Tad Boyle reaction shots today. Like, I feel like they were so busy jerking off Patrick Ewing that they didn't show Tad Boyle at all on the sidelines. Like, I saw him once towards the end when he was mad about something stupid.
He loves that.
But, yeah, like, I just feel like this was like, I'd like to imagine Tad in the preparation for this game was like, parental advisory, like, this team fucking sucks. Go run through their faces.
Yeah.
And
I think you're going to have to add parental advisory on the podcast, too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Explicit lyrics. Spitting bars.
Does that mean we sing?
We might.
Somebody cue up Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Oh, God.
Dun, da, 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 da. Anyway.
He can't do both parts. Yeah. You can let him sing
Let's
the background.
go, girl.
He can't sing over it. Yeah.
Sean wants you guys to guess the line for tomorrow. Or for Monday.
The Buffs have to be favored.
I think so. I think CU will be favored.
I go Florida State plus
Really?
1, or Florida State minus 1.5.
After what you watched today, you think that they could do that?
I think they'll put the Buffs as minus 2.5.
I think it's going to be right about there.
I mean, Colorado was favored by 5 points, then just won by 23.
Exactly, but they just gained a lot of people's respect.
I don't still think they did.
A bunch of people have a big fat hole in their wallet for all of the bets that came in on Georgetown. A bunch of people have a big fat hole in their bracket. Like, this was the first game this morning. A lot of people learned about Colorado.
No, I don't.
Including the Georgetown Hoyas.
I don't.
Oh, wait, no,
disagree.
it's McKinley Wright, not Colorado.
And Barack Obama.
And Barack Obama. So nobody taught that guy about Colorado?
Unreal.
Ugh.
Going around as the president knowing about 49 states.
Wow, the nerve.
The nerve, the audacity.
The audacity. Former U.S. President Barack Obama.
He is a bucket, though. He is a bucket.
Who, Barack?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah, walking bucket.
Yeah.
Probably start for Georgetown.
He could play for Georgetown.
Would Barack Obama have been able to catch McKinley Wright on those breaks?
No.
Would it have been closer than Georgetown was to that?
No, but
Absolutely.
I can promise you that.
Okay, yes.
What? We are talking.
We're talking. Barack Obama would not be able to run down McKinley Wright.
I'll tell you what, though, Jabari Walker wouldn't have gotten away with that foul.
That is true. That is true. That is true. There would have been serious repercussions. Thank goodness that was not Barack Obama who he did that to.
To horse collaring a president? Yeah, there probably would be some fines going your way.
I hope somebody speaks to him. He's in no, wait, they're in Indiana, not in Georgetown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
There's nobody important to tackle there.
Okay. Florida State, I think the Buffs will be favored just because.
Me too.
Like, it's sort of like Wisconsin last night, right? Everyone was like, oh, my God, this team's great. And that's what people have to be saying about Colorado right now. So I think even if you do see it open up, Florida State -1.5 or something.
Get on that quick.
It'll flip to the other side by the time they tip, I think.
I think so, too.
Do you guys, Ben, maybe you know a little bit about Florida State. I don't know much about them. The one thing I will say is, like, they pose similar issues that Georgetown does in terms of length and athleticism. They're just a lot better than Georgetown at basketball.
I mean, statistically, when you just look at their box score, some of their numbers actually do match up fairly well. And I said today, I was like, Georgetown is not a good three-point shooting team. And you're like, they shoot like 39% on the season.
Well, they were the best in the Big East.
Didn't occur to me because I've seen one Georgetown game, and it was, I don't take a whole lot of stock in it. So Florida State, I think it's going to be a battle. I do. I think when you're going up now, you go from a lower tier Big East team, and now you're facing a high-powered team from, at Florida State. They've got a good basketball program. Historically, have been better than Georgetown. Not historically, Jesus. In recent history, been better than Georgetown. So it's going to be close. I don't think the line is going to be more than 2.5 either direction.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5, like those are supposed to be the marquee matchups. By the way, I haven't seen a time yet, but I do like the fact, like 4 or 5, like again, 4 or 5, always a great matchup in the second round. Maybe we get a later start time.
God, I hope so.
Monday morning would really suck.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah. That was a long day yesterday.
Yeah, we were live for over 12 hours, so.
We sure were. Let's take another quick break now that we're thinking about how tired we are. This one's actually really quick because all we're saying is that March's biggest tournament is finally here.
Which one?
Let's see where this is going. We do not know who will be cutting down the nets at the end, but we do know there will be no shortage of madness. DraftKings Sportsbook.
I think I know what they're getting at now.
Well, hey, let's not make assumptions. You know what that does?
That's true. It makes an ass of you and me.
Mostly you, but yeah.
You guys are
that wouldn't really pull me
killing
into it all that
today.
much. Well, I'm glad that you hear it. I don't think I would look that bad if he said. Whatever.
It's true.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $4 on an underdog, and you win $256 if they win. It's that simple. Turning $4 into $256 is 64-1 odds. Every dollar you bet could turn into $64. You get to pick one of many select college basketball underdogs for your shot at winning that $256. There's no better way to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Don't worry if college basketball isn't for you. DraftKings Sportsbook offers great odds and promotions on golf, hockey, and so much more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $4 into $256 if the underdog of your choosing pulls off the upset.
Off the upset.
No, I was doing
Just
so
move on.
well.
Just move on. Just keep it going. It doesn't matter.
But they laughed.
It's okay.
If they laugh, it matters.
No, you can keep going and you can finish the reading.
That's code DNVR to
Allie
turn $4
is
into
an
$200.
energy sucker.
I know,
right
she
now.
wants to keep this moving.
A vacuum trying to suck away all of our energy.
She's that car that's just like driving right behind you.
Finish the
when you're
DraftKings
on,
read. We have
you're on I-25 and you're
We
like,
have news. We have news.
We have news.
Finish the DraftKings
You gotta say we have
read.
news.
Yeah, you gotta say we have news.
I
Well, pause
already signaled that I needed to talk after Henry was finished.
didn't
Henry
say-
takes 50 minutes for his ad
Based
read.
on
need
your
another-
vibes, I thought maybe you were going to announce that since you lived in D.C. for so long, you were actually a Georgetown fan. No. That's what you had to say.
Abuelita was praying for Colorado when it worked. Is
Can we
that where we're
finish
going?
this read? I want to hear the news.
Okay, fine. For a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Not DraftKings Sportsbook yet, but other sportsbook are calling for Florida State to open at 2-point favorites in Monday's matchup.
Good call, Ben.
I
Get
don't
on
want
it.
to brag or anything.
Get on it before it flips. But
Get on it fast.
I didn't even know there were other sports books. I've never heard of other sports books.
Damn, I was really hoping that news was a time so I could kind of start to plan out my day.
I know.
Do you have
As soon as I
class on
see
Monday?
something.
I mean, I'm not going if Colorado's playing during it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Also,
They should cancel those. How
No.
are they going to hold class when the team's in the NCAA tournament?
how? Because nobody respects the basketball team, I guess. I don't know.
I'm going to start a petition.
To Jack in the comments, email info@DNVR. We can probably get you hooked up.
I can't read the comment, but I agree.
It's a good one.
Questions?
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 Not really. Hold on.
Questions?
Okay.
Ask the people to ask questions, guys.
Ask questions.
Ask
people.
questions. Ask questions. people.
Ask questions. I can ask a question.
Please do.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
What's your favorite pick for the rest of the day?
Buffs.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Ben?
Buffs by 20.
Let's go through this. Let's go
Oh.
through this slate right now. Kansas looks like it's going to pull over the up. This is great pod passing for when it posts. 12 hours later.
Pod passing.
LSU.
Pod passing.
Pod
I-
passing.
I had a
is great,
melatonin
though.
before I came here.
Melatonin.
LSU is up on St. Bonaventure. Rip the Bonnies. Michigan up 12 early against Texas Southern. Of all the games that
Are you
are
ready
left,
to pronounce Texas Southern dead?
am I ready?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, good.
Your Matrix says no.
The Matrix says no?
Yes, my matrix says no.
Okay.
No amount of lead is ever safe in the first half. Let's get that.
What
one
does a
thing
Ben
clear.
Palm predictive model say about Colorado versus Florida State?
Okay. You can answer that, but
I was like, I'll allow it.
We're not even allowed to talk basketball anymore.
no. There's a good question. You guys asked for questions. There's a good
Well,
question.
I just asked a good question.
Like I said, I think
Wow.
the line is going to be Florida State -1.5. I think Colorado wins by 2.
100?
And 50.
Sure.
Okay.
I won't be the one to stomp on the vibes today.
Okay. Allie, what's the really good question?
Sean says, where does McKinley rank on the all-time Buffalo list now?
He is the all-time Buffalo.
No.
Oh.
But he has a chance. He has a chance to get there.
One more win?
Would it take? Would it just honestly a Sweet 16 run? Is that pretty much it?
He's given him as much as
Gosh.
anybody else.
And then some.
I mean, it's really it's hard to not put him Sweet 16 run would be the best run in the modern era. He's the leader of it all. He has all the numbers and accolades that you could possibly want. He would certainly go to number 1 in the Tad Boyle era. And
I think
the
he
Tad
already
Boyle
is.
era is the modern era because without Tad Boyle, they were never really good.
Yeah.
He's got a really great chance.
I think he already is, hands down, the best player in the Tad Boyle era. I think he's. See, this is a tough question because you look at a guy like Chauncey Billups, and if you're ranking talent, obviously you're going to say Chauncey Billups is probably the most talented player to ever come through Boulder. I mean,
Yes.
the guy's an NBA Finals MVP.
He's the most talented basketball player to ever be from Colorado.
But my all-time list, when you kind of consider college sports, is a healthy combination of skill and talent, but also contribution to the program and accolades. I think the one thing that McKinley Wright's been able to right, bad pun intended, but another Avs goal. I think the one thing McKinley Wright's been able to do is find some postseason success now. He's got an NCAA tournament win. He led the team to the Pac-12 championship. I think that combined with the fact that he's 800, 600, 700 as far as season career. I mean, he's got to be, if not one, right up there with Chauncey Billups. I mean, I think you put Whizzer White up there too, just because he did everything.
Well,
but,
yeah, but he wasn't. He was a much better football player.
Well, yeah, but he led CU to their first ever tournament appearance in 1937, I think.
Yes, shout out to Ted Chalfin, who wrote an incredible
Yes,
story
that's
about
where I read that.
the actually storied history of Colorado basketball. That's not like a made-up thing. They were actually really dope in the 1930s. So, anyways, did you guys watch the highlight? There's actually highlights from the first ever NIT championship in which the Buffs played in, and, of course, that was before the NCAA tournament. It's so bad.
Really?
Also, they got killed. I think might have been by Oral Roberts.
No.
They got killed in the championship game.
But we love Oral.
I know. And they were on, like, they just turned the ball over, like, it seemed like every play. Anyways, that's aside from the point.
It is.
Man, you think about the only other Tad Boyle team that has won a tournament game, and unfortunately, it was his first, an extension of his first team in terms of in his second season. So a lot of those players weren't his players. They didn't even have Alec Burks anymore. So in terms of success, I don't really think you can go against McKinley Wright. I think there was more wins in the Josh Scott era, but not quite there, I don't think. Spencer Dinwiddie, way up there. Obviously, if he comes back his senior year, I think that's a different story. But
Your sister's in the chat.
I am ready to.
My sister? Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
My sister also says, but we love Oral.
It's kind of weird when your sister says it, huh?
It is.
That's how she felt when you said it.
Wow. Not what you want to hear.
Okay, well, there was a twist.
Sorry, that really.
She's
I
in
saw
Denmark.
Ava just- I
That
was like,
is.
oh.
That's a vibe check right there.
Maybe it's not that late in Denmark. I don't even know what she's watching. She doesn't even have Twitter.
All right.
I do have some news, possible news.
Oh, news.
Okay.
As of right now, I don't see it anywhere else, but the ESPN tournament app is saying game set for 10 p.m.
Oh.
10 p.m. Eastern or our time?
No,
No.
our time.
Our time? No.
There's
That's
no
right.
way.
Yeah, that's just a standard thing.
We
that
saw
they put in there.
9 p.m. California time on his, so.
That doesn't make any sense because this
All
round,
the
the
other
latest
times that
games,
they have is correct. That's just the only news when it comes to time that we have.
the latest game that's ever tipped here is 7:57 p.m. because that's a
Yeah, they were-
9:57
but
East Coast
But
tip.
maybe because it's a weekday. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm guessing. I'm
That's
not
wrong.
trusting it for now.
It's not right.
Dear God,
Okay,
so we go from brunch post game to then having to do another 2 a.m. post game show.
That's called drunch.
Drunch.
Okay, we have more questions.
I could go for a drunch.
Peter.
Wait,
are
I
you
was
guys
gonna
ready?
finish a point, and I was gonna say I'm ready to call McKinley Wright the best Colorado basketball player in the modern era.
I'm ready to say his jersey should be retired right now. Yes.
Let him finish
You're
his
jumping.
career.
No, he can
He still
finish his
needs- he
career.
still needs to wear
no,
it.
he can. His jersey should be retired at the end of the season.
Okay.
I'm not a big
I
retiring
know, it's
jerseys
tough.
guy.
It is when you have the most. I mean this. What McKinley Wright has done statistically, I don't think will be done again for at least another 50 or 60 years.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. But like in Montana, what they did was there was a great number 37, and it's a whole long
Well, that's
story
an
we don't
easy
need to
one
get
to retire
into.
because no one wants that
Fine,
garbage.
you know
No,
what?
no. But now it's the best defensive player from Montana every year, and it's like this tradition you pass along, and that's the kind of thing that
Sucks
I
that he
might.
had such a shitty number.
Okay, you know what then?
Okay,
I'm
just
fine.
wait till you get
we
up
can
there and you
keep,
see it.
We can keep
I
the
think when
jersey
you see
number
it.
in circulation, but he should have it hung in the rafters.
There
right
should be
fourth.
something to it.
Matt Cisnero says you got to retire 25 for Spence and Kin.
And build a
just-
statue
I
for
don't-
Ken out front.
I don't want to retire jerseys.
Okay,
It's
so
silly.
then let's move on. Peter says, do you believe in momentum in the tournament?
It's the only
That's
thing in
a-
the tournament.
It's what it is.
I believe in that more than I believe in anything.
That's how Loyola Chicago made a Final Four.
What would you rate 1 to 10 Colorado's momentum right now?
10.
Yep.
I mean, I'd probably give it a solid 9.5.
Just because they didn't play.
Just because I want
It
to be
was
different.
Georgetown.
No, the last time we had so much consensus on the pod, we lost to Oregon State.
Okay, so we have 2 right answers and Ben intentionally being wrong.
Okay. Next one is, where's Chauncey on the all-time list?
Top 5, clearly.
Yeah, it's just so tough
hard.
because his career was so short. Like
Right.
you've
Yep.
got the Richard Robies and the Corey Higgins who played so long. They were able to rack up the stats. They were able to rack up the memories and the games and all that stuff. But I mean, it's Chauncey Billups.
Exactly.
So,
And the question to me
we're
is
talking
like,
about a Finals MVP, but that doesn't have anything to do with his time at Colorado. But it's just like we want to claim him as much as we can.
exactly, because it's about what you did for the program. And the truth is, when people talk about Chauncey Billups, they talk about Colorado. And him going to and doing big things in the NBA, that is positive for Colorado. There is a big picture of Chauncey Billups in there, and people make that recollection.
Yeah.
I think that it is important to include those. It's just so hard to weigh what McKinley's done for the program with what Chauncey's done when they're just totally different things. This is all about like recognition on Chauncey's side, nationally, people actually paying attention. Kin is taking him to Sweet 16.
Where-
if they win again.
Where does Evan Batty fall at the end of his career?
He's just going to be one of those
Everybody loves him.
He's ours, like that's our guy. I would make it akin to Cepho,
Yeah,
or like he wasn't
for sure.
Cepho wasn't like a special player. I shouldn't say that. He wasn't like a special athlete. He wasn't a great quarterback. He wasn't a fantastic thrower of the football. But he was just so much heart, so much dedication, so much love for putting on the Colorado jersey. And that's exactly what I get from Evan. Evan's a very good basketball player in the same way that Cepho was a very good college football quarterback, especially at the end of his career, where it's just like he's like a cult hero for Buffs fans. I think that's where he'll be. And there's a special list of guys like that. It's a really great list to be on.
Where does he rank on the never has to buy his drink again in Boulder list?
Tell you what, if I'm there, he will not be buying any drinks.
There you go. And that's where he fits in. He's not the top 10 all-time player unless, he was honorable mention all Pac-12 this year. I'm not going to put him in a box. But he's more of that other
Never
side.
put Batty in a box.
He does such a great job of using his positioning, using his leverage against these bigger players. Like, you look at Evan Mobley matching up against Evan Batty, and you're like, oh, that's a mismatch. And then somehow Evan Batty clamps him, or at least contains him. Like, he doesn't have to be tall. He doesn't even have to be able to jump well to use body leverage to be able to keep guys away from the spots that they want to get to.
Yep.
It's really fantastic.
Brady Russell is the football baddie. I love it. It sucks they didn't get to play as much this season. I think if he had played the whole year, people might be a little bit quicker to buy into that thought. But
Brady's not on Batty's level.
No.
I think he will be,
He
though.
could be, yes.
That first game when he had more receiving yards than
That
any
was cool.
tight end in forever. Like, if he keeps that up this season, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Brady Russell.
And I think he will.
But Evan Batty's got like 3 years of great production
That's the
under his
thing.
belt.
Peter is asking, is anyone worried about Tad getting an offer from another program?
Offer? Well, maybe not an offer. I think
I'm
I
not
did
worried.
interviews.
I'm
but
so happy that's
Yeah.
being asked. Like, that only gets asked when things are going really well.
Look, if you're concerned about a job like Minnesota or even Indiana, I wouldn't be, because where the program's at right now, where his recruiting class is coming in for next year,
Probably better than Indiana's.
Yeah. And Indiana, too, has so much pressure, whereas at Colorado right now, you've pretty much got house money. If you win one more game and you go to the Sweet 16, you've bought yourself a lot of time. Indiana is desperate. They are desperate for success to get back to those early Bob Knight years. So I don't know. I think Indiana is a trap for any head coach to go into. I wouldn't be worried about him leaving. He'll probably get some interviews, depending on how long his run goes in the tournament, and he really might get some offers, but I'm hard-pressed to see him leaving anywhere but for a team like Kansas, and Kansas isn't making any moves anytime soon.
And,
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. I hope Tad would say, hey, if I was coaching at Dayton and McKinley Wright was committed to me 4 years ago and you offered this to me and I could bring McKinley Wright to Indiana, then maybe I'd take that job. Yeah. Shout out Archie Miller.
Could you imagine? Archie Miller would probably be in the tournament 4 straight years if he had McKinley Wright, if he had just brought McKinley Wright with him to Indiana.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be fired.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. When it comes to Tad leaving, he's been very clear that this is a dream job for him for years. He has been very clear and turned down previous job offers already. So I'm not worried about Tad getting an offer. I'm happy that Tad might get an offer from another program because it means the Buffs are in a great place, and it means that he gets to say no.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. But at the same time, if you want to get into like the worry chamber, then you can. You can talk yourself into the fan support has been down over the last few years for that program. People are always whining. People are, wanting to put him on the hot seat every time he loses a game to Cal.
It would get old.
That could get old. There hasn't been a lot of commitment from the athletic program to the basketball team, especially in the Rick George era, for all the great stuff Rick George has done. We were watching the run to the Pac-12 tournament, to the Pac-12 tournament championship back in 2012, and it was like, oh yeah, Mike Bone, which I am not trying to make any sort of case for Mike Bone being a great athletic director, but he had invested in the basketball program. He brought 50 students, the main 50 students from the student section to the Pac-12 tournament. That helped elevate the team. Then they brought 100 to the tournament game after that. Like, that they were invested in Tad and they were invested in making the program better. What was once a new facility is now kind of an old facility. So there are things Colorado might have to do, and maybe Tad can use, heck, if he gets an offer from Indiana, maybe he can use that as leverage for investment from the athletic program back into the basketball program, because they've kind of taken Tad for granted for many years now.
And I haven't been around long enough to really have firm thoughts, but what I can say is that, you were one of the students who got to go to that run. Harrison is another. And now look what happened. You guys are repping the Buffs and talking about the Buffs and hyping up Buffs basketball, and Harrison's down there with a bunch of friends doing the same thing. Like, indoctrinate these kids.
Yeah, those investments pay off.
Indoctrinate them. You have, I mean, again, like, it gets into like a kind of gross conversation, but you have a school, and you can't turn these kids into like diehard sports fans for your teams. Like, that should be number one goal, and then you have them for life.
They had a rewards program back then where if you went to 5 games, you got if you went to 1 game, you got a free Buffs basketball t-shirt. You went to 5 games, you got like some cool Nike shorts. 10 games, there was and they just kept, they were trying to get the students involved. It worked. I think we got like 2nd or 3rd in like the Naismith Student Section of the Year award contest. Like, those investments in the program do pay off. So maybe it'll be a good thing. Tad can, get some leverage to get some more investment in the program.
And I mean, these kids at CU right now are now getting to celebrate a tournament win. They're
Damn right we are.
That's going to help that fan base, especially the current students, be like, oh, I didn't get to go to any basketball games this season because of COVID. They made it to the Pac-12 championship. They're in the tournament. Like, get them hyped to be at CU Event Center next year.
And unfortunately, while McKinley won't be there, they have one of the best recruiting classes in the country, this program, and they're going to be able to gain some momentum from this run. I mean, even just winning 1 tournament game is momentum.
Yep.
Only 32 teams can say they did that.
This year has been an unequivocal. Did I say that word right?
No, I mean, not even close.
Wow. What is the word?
Unequivocal?
Does that mean what I thought it meant?
You have to finish your sentence.
Yeah.
This season has been an unequivocal
Oh my God! You still haven't finished a sentence. The word was wrong. by the way.
Success.
So yes, I mean,
No
the word
matter-
was wrong. Still.
no
The
matter
season
what
has
happens.
unequivocally been a success.
Exactly. See, that's what I've been saying the whole time. No matter what happens on Monday, and again, I'm not going to be a vibe check. They just won by 23 points. Celebrate. But whatever happens on Monday, this season has been that word success.
That word success.
Well, that word I
It has
meant.
been that
The word that he didn't know.
Yeah, no, not just that word success. That too.
I tweeted that after the game too. Like, this team, their heart, their fight, their leadership. Like, no matter what happens the rest of the season, this is going to be a team that Buffs fans remember forever. You've got guys like Tyler Ziskin, shout out to him, saying like, this is the second best college basketball moment that I've experienced, and I will forever remember that. Like, so many Buffs fans are taking this feeling and just.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I assume the best one for him is the same as the best one for me, which was being at that tournament game in New Mexico at the pit with, so the program brought 100 students. A bunch of other students just made the 7-hour drive on their own, and we got into a section in there, and they had, like a section for the 100 of us, but then everyone else that had driven down there just piled into the section, so we were like 2 deep in each row,
Yeah.
and it was rowdy. And the
Yeah.
Buffs actually similarly kind of blew them out. Now, they let them back into the game late, which thank God they didn't do that today. But there was a moment there, I remember, like Austin Default hit a 3, I think, to put us up 19. And it was just like a mosh pit in this doubly stacked inside the pit, which is like black, and it was just loud. And like Jack said, as soon as the student showed up, like
The atmosphere.
it just
in the
became
gym
our
changed.
gym. So again, this could help propel it. Hopefully the kids are having a nice little party in Boulder celebrating this.
Little party.
and socially.
I am
distanced.
not going to comment based on the size of party that I think they should have.
Okay, Sean here saying the fans were singing the fight song during the Baylor SDSU
Yeah.
game right now. That's incredible.
No,
Or
that was
time?
back then. Yeah,
Oh wow.
Amazing.
yeah. We were just waiting for our game to start, just like taking over the
That
stadium.
is so good.
It was great.
That is so good.
CU Buffs tweeted this video of them celebrating after, which I want to bring up on the screen. Is it up on the screen? Yes, it is. And just they're dancing. I wish you guys could hear. That's good.
Thanks.
They're feeling themselves.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Rip Georgetown off of there. They don't even deserve to be on the bracket.
Yo, what? Yeah, I was gonna say, what was that team that Colorado was slated to face? Because whoever it was, I didn't see him today. They sure as hell didn't show up.
Georgetown High School.
Georgetown High School, right?
Georgetown High
And
School.
Georgetown, Colorado,
Georgetown, Colorado.
Georgetown,
Quaint
Colorado.
little town.
with no team.
No,
Okay.
no team.
We do have another question here. Where is it? Here's Mac's question. I'm not gonna say it.
I'll say it. Max McCloskey, is anybody worried we blew our tourney load today?
I don't think that's how
This
it
is the
works.
second or
There's
the
a
third
nice,
time he commented
to
this.
stay along the lines of the metaphor you use, there's a nice long 2-day refractory period here.
Pretty sure you only need 4 hours.
Yeah.
And there we go. What's the next question, Allie?
I just got I tweeted earlier today, Buffs fans filling up the DNVR makes my heart happy. Let's go Buffs. Got that Rick George like.
Oh, Rick George is a fan of the DNVR bar.
He is.
He retweeted like a sappy post I had about the 1-year anniversary of the DNVR bar.
Yeah, we got to get him. And Carl Durrell also liked to tweet about the DNVR bar too. We got to get these guys down here.
We should work on that.
Yeah.
I think it's probably pretty busy in Indiana at the moment.
Probably.
You'd have to guess.
Yeah, I would guess.
Oh, you. Max says sorry.
Carl Durrell. Yeah, didn't Carl Durrell like?
He's been tweeting.
He's
liked our stuff.
maybe
He's retweeted our stuff.
he liked a Buffs watch party graphic.
Yeah,
did.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
sorry.
not here, but
He did not come. But did
What's
you want
that
to?
dog?
Did you want me to play this? Whoever
Well,
sent
yes,
it to me.
that was me who sent it.
Okay.
And yes, I would really like to see it.
Okay.
What do
And
we-
we would really like. We've got Steven Carpenter tweeted at us how we feel after the Monster win this morning, and we'll play. Oh, the video is not loading.
There we go.
Oh, he's so happy.
That's kind of like what Georgetown looked like they were doing on defense.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
They aren't that fast.
remember
That's
when
true.
Maddox put him in a spin cycle to the rim?
Oh,
I mean, he didn't finish. He wasn't even close. But just remember the spin
No,
cycle.
it wasn't a spin cycle. It was one of the worst play. It was the single worst play of the day for the Buffs.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Not the Keyshawn 3 at the end of the half.
There was
Oh.
some bad press break stuff.
Yeah,
at the
that
end.
was tough. You know what? You know what was good though to come out of the press break? 4 points for Luke O'Brien.
That did come out of the
Luke
press break.
O'Brien should hire me as his PR man because I am just all aboard the hype train.
the college athletes don't make money.
Yeah.
So you can't really help him.
Yeah.
I could rep him.
Yeah, you could go
You're
for
already
free.
doing that.
Yeah, that's
You,
fair.
yeah, you are kind of doing
For anyone who wasn't at the DNVR bar, make sure you come on Monday for this game because if it's a blowout and if Luke O'Brien scores a point, you will hear me yell louder than I have during the entire game.
Every time he takes a step, really.
We'll be at the Lucky Booth.
We will
lucky
be at the
booth,
lucky
yes.
booth.
Unless they start to lose in that booth, in which we'll find a new lucky booth. But
Yeah, of course.
right.
I think
All
that does
right,
it.
Luke.
Oh,
we've
there's a
got
question?
Just one more, which you guys touched on earlier, but just let's just do key component to the game against FSU.
You got to rebound. You're giving up the length. I mean,
I'm going to say take care of the ball.
yeah, I think that's a good one.
I'm going to say 3-point consistency. Look, Colorado shot 65% from 3 tonight. You can't expect them to do that again on Monday. But for a team like when you're going up against Florida State, who on the season has a better 3-point margin than you, you have to hit at a decent clip. You can't afford for a slow start, really. Just, if you can stay in the high 30s, I think you're feeling phenomenal about where you're going to be in that game.
This is how you prove you belong.
That just reminded me that on Thursday's pod, I just said, this game's just coming down to whether the Buffs make shots or not. And then they just made all of them.
Yeah, everyone, all of them.
Crazy. I've never seen a team shoot 100% in 40 minutes, but it happened today.
All right, I think that does it.
It's
Yep.
time to go drink.
It is time to go drink and watch these basketball games.
Yeah,
I
roll Tide,
haven't
baby.
seen
No.
any basketball.
I respect the Avs being up on the screen, but
No,
I feel
I
like
do
it kind
not.
of
No, I do
interrupted
not.
my March Madness vibe.
We are not. It's
Okay.
March. It's March.
know, I
It
know.
is
We-
one of 82. Get out of here.
All right. You guys will be going to watch more March Madness, but a lot of Buffs or DNVR fans will be watching the Avs game, and we have an Avs postgame show coming live right here. As
There
soon
will
as
be-
this game ends, I will be working, so I will not be getting drunk, but I'll take
There will
videos
probably
of
be
these
less
guys.
cursing, maybe not less
balls.
metaphors about balls, though.
Yeah, more balls.
Yeah.
More
With
balls.
Rudo, of course.
Yeah.
More balls.
All right.
Roll Tide, baby. Let's go.
Let's go Buffs.
See you on Monday.